Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy su amigo el FranchiseZar, el zar de las franquicias, transmitiendo en vivo y en directo desde el 9º Congreso Latinoamericano de la Franquicia, aquí en el Expo Reforma, Ciudad de México. El podcast del Congreso presentado por Vitamina. El día de hoy tengo el gusto de estar con una de las figuras más importantes del franchising a nivel mundial, el Dr. John P. Hayes, que nos visita en México. Today, I got the pleasure to interview one of the most famous figure in franchising on the world, my good friend, Dr. John P. Hayes from Title Center for Franchising in the United States. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the Congress.
Always nice to come to Mexico City.
Yeah, it's for time?
Yeah,
for time that you come to the Congress, to the conference?
This is my fifth time, I believe.
Fifth time. So you're family now.
Yeah, wow.
Are you happy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm in Mexico City. Life is good.
Life is good, my friend.
Food is always good. The people are nice.
Dr. Hayes, let's talk about the emerging franchisors. I think, it's my opinion, personal opinion, that the failure in franchising is very high. 74% of the Latin America emerging franchisors fail before 5 years. So, what do you think about this happened? Everybody wants to be in franchising, but they don't know anything about franchising.
We need more franchise education. Even in the United States, there are only a half dozen universities that teach franchising. This is not enough. My little university, where we only have under 4,000 students, and they're not all in studying franchising, only maybe 100 of them in a year will study franchising. It's not enough. But when they have franchise education, they are more likely to go make good decisions about becoming a franchisor or a franchisee. Mexico needs franchise education. Why isn't it happening? I've offered many times to come and teach. I come and speak to your Congress as often as I can. But whether the courses are online or the courses are in person at the university level, this needs to happen. People need to be educated about franchising.
The people in college, the youngest people, likes franchising, right? More than my generation. Don't you think so? They like
But
more
young
franchising
people,
than
they do.
Start
they
their
want
own
to be
business.
in their own business. The Gen Z population, our current young people in colleges, they want to own their own business. Franchising,
but not by their own. But not by their own.
No, they need help. And here's the thing. No one goes to college. Very few people do. I now have some students whose fathers are franchisors, and they sit on my advisory board. And so their fathers told their children, go get an education in franchising at Palm Beach Atlantic University. And they have. But that's only a few. Most of the students come to college, they're going to study marketing, or they're going to study to become a pharmacist or a teacher or whatever topic interests them, biology. They don't know that franchising exists. Even the students in the business school, they come to study accounting, finance, international business, management, but they don't know that franchising exists and that every franchise company needs accountants and economists, finance people, international development people, management people. They don't know. What is franchising? They don't know.
Do you think every company, every entrepreneur needs to educate in franchising before to go in franchising?
Definitely, before you get into franchising, you need to have an education. And sometimes that education is provided.
As a franchisor, but
as a franchisor,
franchisee,
both. But franchisors will provide education for for franchisees. But today, there are so many franchisors, including bad franchisors, that don't do proper training, or they don't look at the strengths and weaknesses of franchisee applicants to know who will really be successful in their business. So yes, young people who want to buy a franchise have to be taught how to buy a franchise, because franchisors aren't necessarily going to teach you how to buy a franchise, because you might go buy somebody else's.
And they don't want you.
They don't want you to know that.
want you to know about franchising.
No, some franchisors, the less education you have, they think the better. But the smart franchisors, they love my graduates. They call me, they write to me, they join my advisory board, they come to speak in our classrooms because our students have proven to be successful. I have 11 graduates who are franchisees already. We've only been in this program, this is our 9th year of teaching franchising.
Let's talk about another thing. The success in franchising is that you have a successful franchisees, but in the most time, no? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, paying you royalties, etc. But you need to develop a big support program for these franchisees. What do you think about? What is your opinion about the field support, the training support? The emerging franchisors, they don't know anything about that.
So, are you talking about franchisees in Latin America providing support?
I'm talking about emerging franchisors in Latin America. They don't have enough training and field programs for their franchisees. That's why the franchisees fail. So,
I agree. They pick the wrong franchisees, and they don't properly train and support them because it costs too much money, and the royalty coming from Latin America isn't big enough to support it. Even if they got a big $1 million, which is very rare, upfront franchise fee, maybe they're getting $300,000 up front for someone who wants to own multiple outlets in Mexico. But that $300,000 disappears pretty fast. Franchisors find ways to use that money, not always in Mexico.
Well, we need a plane to see the franchisees stores.
Yeah, well, they don't always have that. But you got to remember, franchising is not for most people. And you got to remember this. We've got 4,000 supposedly. Nobody knows for sure, but we say we have about 4,000 franchisors in North America.
4,000.
About 3,000 of those brands are actively selling franchises in America, North America, or other parts of the world. That doesn't mean they're all good franchisors. They're not. We have bad franchisors. You have them in Mexico. We have them in the United States
too?
Yes, of course. We have bad franchisors. We have greedy franchisors who don't understand the concept, who are taking advantage of franchisees who are not honest, but we also have bad franchisees who don't pay their royalty honestly, who undersell in markets purposely because they've got something else going on. So franchising is an opportunity. Where there's opportunity, people are going to take advantage of it, and in a wrong way, not always in the right way.
Let's talk about the franchisees. You have a lot of books telling entrepreneurs how to buy a franchise. What is your best advice for a family who wants to buy its first franchise? Because it's a very difficult decision, I think.
So franchising begins, if you, Jorge Valencia, have never been in franchising, and you've decided you and your family will become franchisees, stop right there. What does that mean, you will be a franchisee? Do you know what that means? Probably not, because you've never had a franchise course.
Again, education again.
You've never read a franchise book, or what you read was something that some salesman wrote
consultant
trying to tell you to buy or give them money to help you. Stop, stop, stop. You've got to find out, what is franchising? What does it mean? Let me give you an example. It means, Jorge, that if you become a franchisee of ABC franchise brand, you are responsible for doing what ABC franchise brand tells you to do.
Right.
And you're an entrepreneur. On the scale of entrepreneurship, where one is you're just a small, not a lot of entrepreneurial drive, all the way up to 10, where you're full-blown entrepreneurial drive, you're an 11. You should not become a franchisee. Stop. Don't do that. It's not going to work. Or if you do, it's got to be a particular kind of franchise where you have some flexibility and where you have some say and you have a little bit more control.
Emerging franchisors?
The more control we give to entrepreneurs, the more they fail. This is a problem.
Yeah.
Control is a problem for people who want to build a business. I'm in control. Great. What are you going to do about that? Fail. And most of the people in control fail within 5 years in the United States.
For the last, what about the disc? Because you are a disc lover, I'm a disc lover.
Yeah.
It's a huge tool in franchising, don't you think so?
But franchisors, the good ones say, let's look into a profile, a personality profile. DISC is my favorite. I've worked with it for 30 years. I give the DISC to every student to understand how I can help them. When I was a franchisor, Home Investors of America, every franchisee took a DISC. We looked at that DISC and said, here's what they need from us. Here's how we can help them, whether they know it or not. We knew what they needed. Why would you not do the DISC when you're a franchisor? Shameful, shameful. And if you're going to buy a franchise, insist on taking the DISC. But again, it goes back to education. We don't have enough of that.
Yeah. Are you happy in Mexico, my friend?
I'm always happy in Mexico.
Yeah?
What's not to like?
Do you like the tacos?
I love your tacos.
Yeah.
I might go there today for lunch.
We are very happy to have you here in Mexico in the Congress, and I said everybody that I'm a franchising lover. I think I know a lot of franchising in Latin America, but I said everybody that you're my teacher, and I'd be happy to hear that you be here because I think there's no other people that is a reference in franchising around the world that you, my friend. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here with us, for sharing with us.
My pleasure.
Long trip, but see you next year.
Yeah.
No, and see you in January
in January
West
another
Palm
program.
Beach.
Yes.
Yeah, see you in January. Todo el mundo invitado a que vayamos a ver al Dr. Hayes en enero. Así que no hay más que agradecerle a esta gran figura que nos acompaña el día de hoy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Dr. John P. Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. Yo soy su amigo, el FranchiseZar, el zar de las franquicias. Nos vemos la próxima. Adiós.